Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, we are going to be doing a complete overview, but we're going to change it up a little bit. You see, instead of doing a complete overview of the entire LEGO city, which honestly would take a really long time because it's very, very big, and to do so, we'd probably lose the opportunity to show a lot of the fun details. So I got some great advice in one of my recent Minifig Mayhem episodes to break it up into sections. So I thought that was a fantastic idea. So in this video, we will be doing a complete overview of this area, which is called the industrial side of the city. This is where a lot of the jobs are in my city. People live on the other side, but they come over here for work. So this section basically starts where the downtown area ends, which is this table right here. So that line all the way to the end of the basement here is the industrial side. And you're going to see Lego sets from the late 80s, a lot from the 90s. You're going to see a lot of modern day sets in here mixed with them. A lot of trains. The train yard is here, as well as some of my larger MOCs. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing people usually notice on the industrial side are these two very large buildings. These are both MOCs. MOC is an acronym for My Own Creation. This building right here is the Mindyapolis International Airport. Airports are really tough to fit into LEGO cities because they require so much space with their runways. Even mine is very, very cramped, so always looking for more ways to give those airplanes some more space to land. But you'll notice that with the airport building, I was definitely going for some unique look on the roof there, taking advantage of a lot of the extra train track curves that I have to create the curvature of that roof. The airport also has a fully detailed interior. And right next to it is the Rebecca Memorial Hospital. My wife is a registered nurse and helping a lot with the development of this. It has over 12,000 pieces and a very detailed interior. If you're curious to see or know more about these MOCs, you can search my channel for them or just watch my playlist on MOCs and you'll be able to see them and all the fun details that come along with them. Across the street from the hospital is a fairly new development. Even though this area right here is somewhat slanted, the police station actually has been leveled off. Now, I did that to actually put some MOCs here in the near future, so for the moment this police station and parking lot are definitely going to be very temporary. Now, you're probably wondering why I even try to make this particular table higher than the downtown area, and the reason for that is because under the hospital and airport is my train yard, and in order to reach some of these trains, well, I needed some more height to get my arm in there, so it wasn't going to work with that smaller height there. So that is the reason why it's going to be higher than the downtown area table. The entire LEGO city is built on custom tables. There's a lot of plywood and 2x4s involved here, but you'll notice these supports right here that they are actually real LEGO, but this actually is just a cover for the 2x4 that's actually the real support. Now, LEGO could actually support the table just fine. It really could. In fact, over here, this side right here, this entire support is actually Lego, and I did that just because it fit better. So Lego's actually pretty darn sturdy, so it worked pretty well in that case. But there are some of the 2x4s deeper in that are not covered with Lego, but I just painted them gray. There are some others that I need to paint still, so I'll get to those here pretty soon, but still working on that aesthetic. Various sections of my city can be identified by the different road plates that are used. So in the industrial side of the city here, you'll notice I've used a lot of these all gray base plates. Now there are some green base plates that are obviously used here at the upper level, but this main road for the industrial side is going to be these older grays all the way to where the tunnel ends. So this is the main road that kind of continues and connects the entire front of the city, but right here on the industrial side it is definitely all gray. Now as you enter the industrial side of the city here where the tunnel begins, the first thing you're going to notice is the Bat Cave. Not very well hidden there, and it still needs to get improved quite a bit there, but Bruce is working on it. Then on from there, you're going to have a lot of shops, mostly tire shops, repair shops, things of that nature. You're also going to have this very large oil refinery. Now this is a MOC, something I put together a few years ago, and in a recent update to the industrial area, I put a train track through it as well. So this freight train right here is parked kind of permanently, but it does transport some oil barrels as well for easy transportation through the oil refinery. Next up is what I call Grand Central Station, or kind of the main hub of the Mindyapolis transportation system. Those traveling on rail will usually go through here. I have the Horizon Express as my demo train, so when people come and visit and see the city, I usually turn this on and have it run through the city. I have both engines turned on. There's a battery pack and IR receiver in both sides. So I've got the controller right here, so we're going to see if this actually works out. I usually tell people before I have it run around that there's a good chance it'll run into something that I forgot is in the way, so we'll see how this goes, but we'll see if it comes back to us. All right, let's run and catch it. Catch the train. A little bit of an accident there. See if I get it to stop right. Ooh, missed it a little bit. Missed the target. There we go. Now a lot of the trains over here are going to be dormant. They're trains that don't have power functions. For example, this one has a 9-volt motor in it. That's not going anywhere on this particular track. So sometimes I'll rotate them out with the trains up here that are 9-volt, because that track up here is 9-volt, whereas these are just power function tracks. They don't have that metal conductor to allow them to have the electricity run to them, which is a shame, because it's just a lot easier than worrying about dying batteries. One of the biggest challenges to creating any Lego city of any size is your train layout. The first thing that I do in creating a Lego city is I put down the train track first and do my best to build around it, because train track uses a lot of space. Just look right here. Look how much space it needs just to turn right. And you can't fault Lego for that, because these trains, they go very fast and they derail enough as it is. So making those any tighter would cause more problems. And that is also the reason why I wanted to create a double layer Lego city, so that my trains could actually just travel underneath the city. I didn't have to worry about them going through any buildings, and that made the city planning a lot smoother. One of my favorite Lego sets is in this part of the city, and that is the Metro Park and Service Tower from 1987. I think this might be the oldest Lego set that I have over here, but this thing was a big deal back then. It has this 3-level parking garage. It's got an elevator for your cars, obviously a car wash, and a whole gas station here as well. And this is connected at the back, so you can swivel them back and forth or just disconnect them. But I always, whenever I'm reorganizing, I always try to keep this in the city, because it just is a great callback to a great era of Lego city sets. So on from there is the now we're getting to the hard industrial stuff. So getting close to the harbor here, and we have the train engine shed. I have a couple of these sets. Absolutely love the train engine shed, and I wish Lego would do some more stuff like that for our trains, right? Over here, this is also something that is relatively new for me, is creating this wall. As you can see, the front's pretty wide open, and that's how it was previously, but I put up this wall here with these tunnels, and I think that really helps with the overall look and aesthetic of this end of the city. And so I don't think I'll cover it all up like that, but for the most part, pretty happy with how that turned out. At the very edge here, which is basically the bay, I call this my mid-90s part of the city because there's a lot of Lego sets from the mid-90s right here, starting with the launch and load seaports, the intercoastal seaport. I have this fire station, I think from 1995-ish. Also the coastal rescue base, also early 90s, 91 or 92 or something like that. As you can see, I definitely modified it a little bit, added a lot to it to make it a little bit more robust. This train right here, oh, I forgot to mention, some trains are MOCs, some are real sets. This particular train right here is a MOC, as well as its trailers right here. But that can get stuff right from a cargo ship, load it right on here, and take it right on into the city. And right here is the bay, and this is Ninjago City. I absolutely love these modular sets from Ninjago, and it's getting pretty crowded over here, so hopefully I can continue to find ways to get these to fit. But a decent sized bay right here. I'm trying to keep this as open as possible, but that's an ongoing struggle, as you guys can see. The Pier Police, another great old set right here. Watching the harbor, keeping a close eye on it. And getting around the city is kind of a challenge. I got to make sure I don't get too large here, because it's hard to get through here at sometimes. But that's the very edge of the city right here, where Ninjago Docks is. So it's always hard to get through here as I'm hitting the blinds behind me. These trains right here, this is a MOC as well. And this is where that police station that you saw on the other side used to be. So this is actually a better placement for a lot of these big trucks and cargo and whatnot. And of course, then we go into the tunnel area. You'll notice that I do have a lot of LED lights underneath the city. This part of the basement was very, very dark when we finished the basement, and it was really hard to see a lot of the sets in my videos. So we put a lot of LED lights all over the basement to help illuminate things, and of course things that are underneath the city as well. So we're just about done with this complete overview, but there's one more thing that I want to do. I thought it would be kind of a fun thing to do at the end of each of these complete overviews, is to find the Sig Figs that we have received to this point. These are minifigures that have been sent to us by you, the fans of my channel, to be new citizens of Mindyapolis. And this is through, of course, the Minifig Mayhem episodes that we've been doing. So let's see how well I do. So I already see one, and that is going to be Tim on the roof here of the Rebecca Memorial Hospital, working HVAC. Thank you very much, doing a fantastic job. Next we have these two, Heather and Joey. These are Brick Train Enthusiasts. In fact, that's the name of their I think they have a channel called, actually, you know what? In fact, I have your logo over here, guys. Check that out, Brick Trains. And oh, also, while I'm here, we have Al. He is my switch track guy. See, there's a lot of people working in Mindyapolis, so giving you guys jobs. It's awesome. All right, what was, let's see, I think there's someone in the docks here, and I want to say, oh shoot, oh no, I think it's this guy. I'm not 100% sure though. I think it is. He looks like Duke Detain, doesn't he? But I could be wrong. Shoot. So if I'm forgetting the name, please let me know. Oh, also right here, this is Dexter, the pickaxe guy, at the docks. And I know this guy right here is Colin. He is one of our originals from episode 1. And I think there's one more. So yeah, I remember now. It's Leo. He's our lifeguard inside of the airport. You can see the back of his head there. I'm going to have to get a picture of him and show him to you guys. But he is our lifeguard inside of the airport there, just making sure no one drowns inside of that fountain. Hopefully I got all of the Sig Figs covered here in the industrial side of the area. It's going to be a fun challenge for me to make sure I find everybody in each section as we progress. Now, if you would like to see your Sig Fig become a member of the city of Mindyapolis, just send it over to P.O. Box 1607 in Riverton, Utah, 8 4065. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, let us know where you want it placed in the city. All right, guys, that is it for this complete overview of the industrial side of the city. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think what we'll do next is the downtown area. That'll be a fun one to do. So stay tuned for that. And until then, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.